Denali, like the mountain or the truck, which is funny because I don't know how to drive. I just never learned, so I take Uber everywhere. And on my way here, that's really true. Well, it's a middle name. Parents are hippies, you know. My way here, my Uber driver invited me to go to a dispensary with him. I don't smoke, but I was like, do it for the plot, right? That's how I found out that the green door, not a dispensary. It's not. That means that in the 5 minutes I was in his car prior to the invitation, I did something that would make him think, oh, this girl wants to go to a sex club during the day with a stranger. The audacity. Can you put some of my hair's all messed up. But I do must have one of these vibes. People think they can say whatever they want to me. It happens all the time. Does that happen to anybody else? You're nodding. You know what I'm talking about. This lady the other week, I didn't know her. She started telling me about her irregular bowel movements and how her husband slept with her sister. I was like, I'm just here for my doctor's appointment. Can I just sign in? Thank you so much. I went to the doctor because I had a stress fracture on my foot. And it's what happens when you get drunk on a boat in Mexico, you know. So the doctor walks in the room and he goes, oh, well, obviously you're here for that giant ingrown toenail. And I said, oh, no, actually it's on the other foot. And it was like when you go to get your eyebrows waxed and the lady goes, oh, you want your lips done too? And you're like, oh, no, I don't have that. She's like, well, we do that too, in case you ever want. Then you're like, great, gotta think about that all week now. You know what I mean? Hello. I'm definitely an overthinker. Who else is an overthinker? Woo! Overthinkers. I'm an overthinker. That's why I'm bad at watching porn. I can't just watch it. I'm like, is that her friend? What's the dynamic? That guy is not a real mechanic. I don't think they can do that, you know. I'm bad at watching porn. I would also be terrible at being an escort. I have given this thought. I'd be terrible at being an escort because I used to work for Greenpeace. I was really bad at it. I was one of those people that would stand outside of a Whole Foods, you know, and be like, hi, you have a second for the environment today? And I was terrible. So I figured that if I can't get people on the street to pledge $15 a month to save the polar bears, then there's no way that I can sell this pussy. Yeah, so I also don't like commission-based jobs. So I don't know if being an escort's for me. So instead I work at conventions on the strip. And a couple months ago, they had a gun convention and a porn convention in town at the same time. And you are nodding, so I'm not sure which one of those you were aware of, but I had the guns, all right, sure. But I was so mad that they didn't, I was like, you guys could have joined forces and become a gun and porn convention. You could have called yourself Gun Shots and Cum Shots. You're just missing these genius marketing opportunities.
You have it. You could have sold it to them.
I know. So, I mean, I've got to hit them up for next year. But I was working at the gun convention. I was as a barista serving coffee. The gun executive weird. But this guy, I asked that, you know, he wanted coffee, and I said, oh, do you want, you know, cream or anything in it? He looks me in the face at 11 in the morning. He says, I'm a creamer. I was like, no, sorry, the porn convention's at Resorts World. You are at the wrong convention. Anyone ever notice that people come to Vegas and they completely forget how to act like a human? You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So that must mean that I can drive like a maniac and poop in the pool, which is something people actually do. Apparently. Dating in Vegas is crazy too. Has anyone ever heard the expression, the dating pool has pee in it? Yeah? Well, our dating pool is Lake Mead. There's dead bodies in there! And poop, apparently. But yeah, the whole thing, people say weird stuff to me that extends to dating apps as well. This one guy, he messaged me. Instead of saying hi, he asked me if I would want to lick Nutella off his six-pack. And now we're married. But I shouldn't talk about being weird on dating apps. I've also been weird on dating apps. In the pandemic, I was briefly quarantined without a kitchen. When I say briefly, I mean a month. I was like, how am I supposed to eat? Had a genius idea. I decided to sell pictures of my tits on Tinder. Woo! Thank you. In exchange for DoorDash. In my Tinder bio, I wrote, out my terms and conditions. Will sell tit pics for a quesadilla. And I was banned for solicitation? What is this? You know what